So I was gonna message everybody individually that I have been keeping in contact with the end times research that I've done. But I figured it would be just much easier to make a video because like there's just so much in there that I have to cover, and I sorry, I looked over because I have an earthquake detection thing on my phone. Whenever there's an earthquake around the world, it gives me a notification. Um, but this this information is pretty significant to the end times, and it like is connecting a lot of different things for me. After seeing Steve Fletcher's video today about the 128, that number actually plays a very significant role in the research I've been doing. And I have sent some of my research already to a couple other people on here just because like the Holy Spirit has been telling me to get my information out there. I didn't feel comfortable doing a video, but now I feel like I have to do a video because there's just so much at one time that I got that I can't even type because my hands are still shaky a little bit from the download. Like it was a lot of information at one time. So with that being said, I will do this video based on like the 128 thing because it goes along with the past research that I've done already. Like I'll explain that at some like after this, but the 128 video that Steve Fletcher put out like kind of connected things for me. I've been studying the history and the evolution of Illinois, and to see why and how this is so significant here. I have been born and raised here my whole entire life. I live in Sterling, Illinois, which is one of the historical towns that Abraham Lincoln had visited, and he is connected in this. Like there is some sort of something there. I can't really explain it. I'm still trying to understand it all. Yeah, like it's one thing after another that I can't not say anything about it. So, the 128, let me pull up on my web page on here. I really don't know how to do videos that well, so I'm very sorry if this is kind of like choppy in ways, or if the audio isn't that great. Like, I honestly don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it and trying to get the word out there because it's just very important and significant that this stuff is happening. And it really hits me because there are a lot of things that I've seen that I can't deny. Like there's no way. Like this is not a coincidence. Like God had made a plan. God and Jesus, they knew everything was going to happen this way, and it just makes me excited for the future. Really, like what's going to come next, and the rapture and everything like that. Like it's going to be a really amazing time, and I'm really looking forward to it. Anyway, the 128. So, so I had this feeling to look up the number, let me see, the definition for, I think it was, or the Gematria for 90 seconds to midnight, and I did number variations, and so what I did was like I took the literal words 90 seconds to midnight. Like this is what it looks like. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I think you can see it. I'm sorry. I'm really not good at this. I'm trying. Anyway, with that being said, the number I had gotten from the Gematria of that, as you can see, it goes on, sorry, it goes on for like 2 pages, okay? And when you flip the page, 128 is on there, okay? But it's not only there that I see that number. I decided to do the Gematria for the literal words, the rapture, and 128 was in there as well. And the way I've understood the codes that I've been getting is like, so say for example, the number I'm going to show you is 1328, and the camera is not the greatest, I'm so sorry. The number 1238, the way I read it as 128 and then like 3 is separate, but it stands out as some sort of significant thing. Like, I can't, I'm still trying to figure that out, but there's going to be 3 X's, 3 cross points from the 3 eclipses. Anyway, so then, where are we at? Okay. Now, my research is very interesting. Like, I decided to push the boundaries and kind of go out there and explore every possibility. Like, I have my eyes open, my mind opened, because anything is possible with God. Like, it really is. So with that being said, I decided to do some phrases, do Gematria on some phrases and stuff, and I just kept getting tons of information that stood out to me, and like, where is it? I gotta find it, I'm so sorry. I do so much research that it seems like everything kind of just runs into each other. Where is it? I am so sorry. Okay. I don't know where it was, or where it was at. Anyway, these next things I want to talk about, I'll do in a separate type video, but this one is just particularly in relation to Obama. I've had a lot of like suspicions about that, and I kind of had a feeling he would play a part in what was to come, or what is to come. And I at one point was thinking, how did he, I watched his speeches, like, as a grown-up, with my eyes open, and aware of what's going on and in the faith, and the red signs were just blinking all over, and, nobody, it was not obvious, and that's literally the whole point of the Antichrist. That's literally the whole point of him. So, yeah, I've also done Gematria on that as well. It's been very exhausting, but very rewarding at the same time, because it just gives me more confirmation that what I'm doing is accurate. And you know, I just keep getting these messages. So, back to the 128 thing. Where are we at? I'm trying to look, I'm sorry. Where did it go? Where did it go? I'm trying to find it. Just a minute. Oh, my bad. Okay, now I got it. I had, my brain just kind of like goes blank sometimes, and it takes a minute for it to click on. I'm sorry. So anyway, with that being said, I decided to Google Leave the World Behind, because I remember it came out on December 8th, which is 12/8 or 128. But then there was also something that happened on 12/28, which is also my birthday, and it stuck out to me, and there are very interesting, I'm not even saying coincidences or irony in it anymore, because it's just, it's God, that's all I know, it's God, with that number with me and stuff. So with that being said, the movie Leave the World Behind got released on Netflix on December 28th, 2023. And then I looked and I seen that it was released in theaters, in select theaters, on November 22, 2023. So it was then released on 11/22/2023. So then, like, it says like facts on the side of the Google page, and it's just right there. It's right there, and like, it's just right there. So anyway, I'm gonna read it to you. First of all, the movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes long. So 2-2. Then the preview for it is actually 2 minutes and 22 seconds. And then it goes on in like the description. A family on Long Island is interrupted by two strangers bearing news of a blackout. Kind of like the two witnesses. Yeah, that's pretty much what that is. As the threat grows, both families must decide how best to survive potential crisis, all while grappling with their own place in this collapsing world. The significance of that is just insane. And then all the other connections that people have been making is insane. And it stands out to me significantly. But what leads me to what I'm going to tell you next, I can't even believe it. Okay. So what I'm going to tell you next, I'm sorry. It is so much for me to process. So I downloaded a document with history about Jackson County, which is the county where this eclipse crosses. Like, it makes the X right there, okay? So I downloaded a document with historical text on it, recalling things that happened back in like the 1800s with Jackson County. So I will just read to you some things that are kind of sticking out to me, especially now. On this particular document, it says 1827, Shelby, Perry, Tazewell, and Jodives. Those are counties in Illinois. In 1827, 4 new counties were established. Shelby was established in January of on January 23 of 1827 from Fayette, including its present territory and portions of Moultrie and Christian. Perry was established on January 29th from Randolph and Jackson, and was given its present boundaries through, and then it goes on to Tazewell, and that was established on January 31st from the unorganized territory east of the Illinois, including the present counties of Tazewell and Woodford and parts of McLean, Livingston, DeWitt, Logan, and Mason. Joe Davies was established on February 17th from Mercer, Henry, and Putnam, including a large area north of the military tract and west of the range line between 10 and 11 east of the fourth principal meridian, including, besides the present county of Joe Davies, 4 entire counties and parts of 5 others. The country north, it says country, but I think it means county, like, because it's like an old document. I think it was just misspelled, unless it does mean country. But it says the country north of Shelby, formerly a part of Fayette, was temporarily attached to Shelby, that still further north to Tazewell, and that north of Tazewell to Peoria. Mercer is reduced to its present limits, but not having completed organization, remained with Warren attached to Peoria. A small tract from St. Clair, lying west of Kaskaskia, was added to Monroe January 9th. The county boundaries at the close of 1827 are shown on map number 18. Anyway, so then it goes on to say dates of formation for counties of Illinois. 1816, Monroe was on January 6th. Jackson and Pope counties were on January 10th. Crawford was on December 31st. And then it goes on and says 1816, Jackson, Pope, Monroe, and Crawford. I think I'm going to skip just to the Jackson part right now. Okay, Jackson. January 10th, beginning at the mouth of the Big Muddy River and running up the same to the township line between 10 and 11, thence east with said line to the principal meridian line running from the mouth of the Ohio River, thence north with the meridian line 30 miles, thence west 24 miles to the corner of range between 4 and 5 west of the principal meridian line, thence south 6 miles to the township corner between 6 and 7, thence to the headquarters of the creek called Gagnick, and down it to the Mississippi. Thence down the Mississippi to the beginning shall be a separate and distinct county, and called and be known by the name of Jackson. So that's that one. I'm going to read this. I didn't read this part before. I didn't notice it really. The northeastern line of Pope County was changed by Act of December 26, 1816, and established as follows. Beginning at Rock and Cave and Rock on the Ohio River, thence a straight line to the corner of townships number 10 and 11 south, and ranges number 7 and 8 east of the third principal meridian. Interesting. Alright. It says on this one, the title, Name of Counties. 6 counties of Illinois, Washington, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Adams, and Jackson, were named for presidents of the United States. Adams for John Quincy Adams, 6th president, and not for John Adams, 2nd president, as is sometimes stated. Alright. It says here, 16 counties were named for other citizens of the state, prominent in different walks of life. Okay. It says Will. For Conrad Will, a pioneer politician, territorial recorder of Jackson County, member of the Constitutional Convention of 1818, and member of the General Assemblies of the state from the 1st to the 9th inclusive. 22 counties were named in honor of military heroes, generally of the Revolution, but some of later wars. It says here, 21 counties were named for statesmen, politicians, not citizens of Illinois, some of whom had distinguished themselves in military as well as civil life. Cass. For Lewis Cass, a soldier as well as statesman, territorial governor of Michigan, minister to France, United States Senator from Michigan, Secretary of War under Jackson, Secretary of State under Buchanan, and at one time a prominent candidate for presidency. Okay. Alright, this one now. I think it's under the same category. It is definitely in the same category. Okay. Kendall, for I did not read this till now. For Amos Amos Kendall, a successful politician and journalist, Postmaster General under Jackson, and as partner of S.F.B. Morse, the inventor of the electric telegraph. He contributed largely to the commercial success of that invention. Whoa. I did not read that the first time. Livingston, for Edward Livingston, a lawyer and statesman, mayor of New York City, representative in Congress from New York and later from Louisiana, United States Senator from the latter state, Secretary of State under Jackson, and United States Minister to France. Wow. Okay. Wow. Let me read this part. To understand boundaries defined in this subsequent, to understand the boundaries defined in this and subsequent proclamations and in early legislative acts setting up counties in the Northwest Territory, Indiana Territory, and Territory of Illinois, it is necessary to know the geographical location of a number of points not found on modern maps of Illinois. Some of these points are, okay, that's interesting. Gagnick Creek, the Gagnia, a small creek emptying into the Mississippi in Town 8, 5 west, on the present boundary line between Randolph and Jackson counties. This is where the December 8th comes in. This is way cool. This is way cool. Okay, so 1816, Monroe, Jackson, Pope, and Crawford. January 16th, 1816, Monroe County was created. Jackson and Pope, January 10th, were created, and Crawford, December 31st of the same year. Monroe, from St. Clair and Randolph, was given substantiality in its present boundaries, except that the eastern boundary across town 3 has since been carried into Kaskaskia River. That's a hard word. Several changes have been made in the northeastern and southeastern boundaries of Monroe, but all of a trifling character. Jackson from Randolph included, besides its present area, the southern part of the present county of Perry. Pope from Johnson and Galatian contained, besides its present area, portions of the present counties of Massac, Johnson, and Hardin. This is the December 8th part. December 8th of the same year, the northeastern boundary of Pope was carried east 6 miles. That is to a line running from the Rock and Cave, or Cave and Rock, on the Ohio to the southwest corner of town, 10 south, east 8. Crawford included all that part of territory lying east of the 3rd principal meridian and north of the line dividing towns 3 and 4. The part of Johnson between miles and its capital M, trace, and the 3rd principal meridian was attached temporarily to the eastern part to Galatian and the western part to Jackson. These changes of county lines are shown on map number 9. So there's that for the December 8th thing, because that just kind of stood out to me significantly. Yeah, I know that Obama has a lot to do in this as well, but there's significance of Illinois and Abraham Lincoln in this. There really is, and it's just like all over the place for me. So I think I'm going to be good on this video for now, and I will do another one in a little bit, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty wild to see all of these things kind of come into play and you know, happen so quickly. And I'm a huge Friends fan, as you can see. It's all over. I have a tattoo. I love it. It's a very good show. The reason why I always loved it was because it had so much simplicity in it. People weren't so connected to their devices and themselves. They were living in the moment and kind of just enjoying it, and I miss that time. I really do. Like, that time was probably the best. And now things are just so different in the world, and it is what it is, but it's leading to us going up, and I know that much. I'll probably do a couple videos on the Abraham Lincoln connection and stuff like that, and how all of that's kind of related. Maybe I'll just put all my research on here. I don't know, I was really nervous about this, so I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and yeah, have a good day, and God bless. Maybe you guys can get some more research, or maybe you can help me elaborate on mine. I don't know. I just get this information. I don't try to do it. I have never really studied or been interested in this type of thing, so yeah, it means a lot. Thank you so much.